All right, Lewis, we're super excited to be able to talk to you today.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about, before we get into kind of the big announcement, where were you before real estate?
Well, I grew up in Florida. I was recruited around the country to play college football. I was blessed enough to get a college scholarship to LSU, where I spent 4 years there. I started all 4 years on the offensive line and ended up getting drafted by the Carolina Panthers in the 7th round. Went on to play in the National Football League for a number of years, 5-6 years, bouncing around to a couple different teams, holding on to a dream and a prayer, and ultimately got my real estate license end of '05, early '06.
So what appealed to you really about, first of all, getting into real estate, and then secondly, what appealed to you about building a team in real estate, and what really drove you to build a team?
I think ultimately getting into real estate, when I first got in the NFL, I was making a little money and had no clue whatsoever to do with it. I had a family member in real estate, and she taught me to start investing and flipping some houses and buying some houses. I still own a number of houses. So that was sort of how I caught the bug before I ever got my real estate license at all. As far as building a team, I think that's what I've been around my whole life, being in athletics. Teams work at an extremely high level. As my business started to progress, I was a solo practitioner for a number of years trying to do it all myself, and I quickly realized that just wasn't feasible as your business grows. So what I started to do is leverage myself in areas that were weaknesses for me and dive in deeper to my strengths until I mastered those areas. So building a team and leverage yourself, I think that's the highest level of professionalism. And that's what's been so successful for us to be able to continue to serve 250 to 300 families every year.
So as far as the team building aspect, what do you think is so unique about not just what you offer to the team, but about what our team brings to the table?
Well, I think obviously specializing in certain aspects of the business are going to help them dive deeper into that type stuff. They're going to know their craft at an extremely high level because they've mastered their craft. And I think that's something that my team has to offer that, other folks don't, because they don't have the 10,000 hours that it takes to master those areas, which my guys do because they only focus on a handful of things every day. And when they've done that, they know they've done their job.
Well, what about your past as an athlete inspires you as far as teamwork is concerned?
Well, I've had an opportunity to win at a high level, and what really drives me is now that I've accomplished this in real estate, I can actually give it back to my team members. Sometimes they'll come onto my team, not know anything about real estate, not know what it feels like to win at a high level, not know what it knows to score a touchdown or close a deal or something like that, and to see them consistently start to do that, I think that's what legacy is all about, being able to pass that on to somebody and then in turn see them pass it on, pay it forward. It's very exciting to watch my people grow in that way.
That's awesome. So as far as your team goes, and you building your team here, what do you love about living here in Louisiana and specifically in the greater New Orleans area that made you want to invest your time and finances into starting your business here?
Well, one of the last teams I played for was in the area in New Orleans. And I just really have always enjoyed the culture. It's sort of a melting pot. It's always different. There's a wide variety of price points to sell, $150 to a multi-million-dollar house, a lot of different people. It's never the same, and to have an opportunity to have an ever-changing and ever-evolving business has always driven me.
And as far as, I guess, the big announcement, recently circumstances kind of presented themselves that the team needed to make a move. And I know that you were presented with a lot of options. A lot of people came to the table and presented different things to you. So can you talk a little bit specifically about the move to the Keller Williams Metairie Market Center and what made you decide to choose that over anything else?
Well, clearly, anytime you're in position to make a move, first thing you always look at is leadership. They have an incredible staff of leadership over there. In addition to their leadership, which I've known a number of years, being the #1 market center in the greater New Orleans area drove me. I'm a top realtor in the area. I want to position myself with other top brokerages. It was a clear, perfect marriage. I think their ceiling is extremely high, sort of the law of the lid type thing. It's time for us to take our next steps, and that opportunity's arrived for us and presented itself, and now's the time. It's sort of a no-brainer. That's where we need to go at this time.
Sounds like that was a really good decision. So it looks like you've had, according to the numbers, a really good start to 2019. You can talk a little bit about that, but also not just that. Tell us a little bit about what your plan is to finish strong in 2019.
Well, we've closed 130 units in the first 6 months of the year, which I'm extremely excited about. The goal now is to make this transition as quick as possible, to springboard us forward so my people can continue to do what they do. To have them make this move with me, everybody on my team to be on board with this and excited about this, it's quite humbling, and it makes me feel good about what I'm doing. We're going to move forward. We're going to sell another 130 to 150 houses this year and keep doing what we've been doing for year after year after year. Nothing's going to change on our end.
I know a couple minutes ago you kind of spoke about your love for the people of New Orleans and the whole New Orleans area. So I'm just curious, like, what are some of your plans for continued efforts moving forward and pouring into the community?
Well, over the years, I've been very blessed. I guess some people recognize me because I sell houses. Some people recognize me because I run a successful real estate business. More so, it's just very humbling for these different folks to come up and approach me about giving back to the community. Currently, we're working with the Miracle League. There will be a radiothon coming on TV here, or excuse me, on the radio very shortly. We're going to help raise money. If you don't know much about the Miracle League, you need to sure take a look at it online. It's an incredible, incredible thing they have going there. I also work with the West 30s Redemption Program. It's in downtown Covington. They're rehabbing some of the homes down there. We're building new construction down there. We've turned over quite a few number of houses, and I was very blessed for him to reach out to me and decide that we were the right fit for one another. And being in football, one of the local radio channels knows that I played football, and I still like to be around athletes. So I started doing some of the local football games. I'll announce them and be up there doing the radio show with old Mike Gravel. It's really exciting, and I enjoy doing things like that.
I bet the young football players love that.
Yeah, they'll come up and cut up with me, and I get to go down on the field ahead of time and ask questions of the coach and get intel for Mike to put on the radio. So it's good stuff.
That's cool. That sounds like it's right up your alley. So I guess in closing, just tell us a little bit about your action plan for the vision in 2020, and how do you plan to grow the team and the business long term?
Well, the ultimate goal would be go down to the South Shore, continue what we're doing here, 250, 300 units. That's what we're going to do here. We're not going anywhere. We're still very much present here. We're going to go to the South Shore, and we're going to expand into that marketplace and hopefully replicate what we've done here. We have a system that's proven to be effective to get incredible results, and we're going to go down there and get our hands dirty and get to work like we had over here for the previous 14 years. I've had, like I said earlier, a tremendous opportunity to win at a high level. All I know is winning. It's how I'm made, it's how I'm put together, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go down there and do exactly what we did here, move that direction, and get it done all over again.
All right, awesome. Thank you.